Today on Refined, the hidden haven that's right on the water.
You own the tidelands, so you have a buoy and you have your boat right out there in front of your windows.
Your VIP tour of this picturesque property in Burien. Then, turning that morning cup of Java into a masterpiece.
One day was spilling coffee and realized, oh wow, there's really great abstract art in this spill.
Meet the artist behind these seriously sought-after coffee creations. And it's an iconic piece of Hollywood's past.
There's a lot of Mustangs out there, but this one's pretty special.
This was the Mustang.
The mystery behind this must-see Mustang. Seattle Refined starts now. Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. There's nothing I like more than incredible real estate, especially if it's on the water. Our sponsor, Windermere Real Estate, is hosting the Washington Waterfront Home Tour this weekend. And there's one special home in Burien that's truly a stunning sanctuary. It's nestled in the coveted historic community of Three Tree Point, just minutes from bustling Old Burien, and just a short drive from the airport and downtown Seattle. A serene oasis on Puget Sound, the perfect mix of privacy and proximity.
So the home is located in the little community of Three Tree Point, which is about 20 minutes from downtown, about 4,600 square feet plus, 4 bedroom, 3 baths on 3 levels, and has spectacular views on all levels and private waterfront. You own the tidelands, so you have a buoy and you have your boat right out there in front of your windows.
Brooker Veronique Vall is a specialist in luxury and waterfront real estate. She's been with Windermere for more than 17 years and knows a property like this is exceedingly rare, particularly because it boasts a massive garage and is accessible by stairs or tram.
Once you get to the property, you're extremely private and serene. No airplane noise, just the water, serene, gentle wave out there. And that's the beauty about the place.
And when it comes to entertaining, this home is the ultimate. Each of the 3 floors feature sprawling decks and patios, while the open floor plan on the main level ensures there's ample space for your family or guests.
Although you have little pockets of spaces that feel intimate if you want to be intimate, but at the same time, for partying and for parties, I mean, it's just big and open. So even if you have like 100 people in your home on that main level, you don't feel it. I've been at parties and it's just people have fun and flowing and talking, but you don't feel tight.
A floor below, spacious bedrooms provide a perfect retreat to relax and recharge from the frantic pace of daily life, while the bottom floor offers ideal indoor-outdoor flow, allowing the water to become like an extension of your backyard. Take in breathtaking views of the mountains and point from your jacuzzi, or enjoy all manner of activities.
It's also a great place for boating, crabbing, fishing, shrimping, everything. I mean, it's really fun. And the beach also is exceptional. It's a sandy beach, and you can walk on it at low tide.
This home could be an ideal rental property, and the layout offers plenty of possibilities for multi-generational living. It's also the perfect place to enjoy beloved community events, like the area's annual 4th of July celebration.
From this house, the views toward the fireworks are absolutely stunning because you're right there facing it. So you can imagine all these people looking from the deck and watching the fireworks.
In this waterfront wonderland, the possibilities are endless. It's a stunning sanctuary, the perfect place to call home.
You feel so private. Yet you can be working downtown and, you know, you can be at your waterfront home that feels like vacation. 20 minutes later, you're downtown Seattle. So it's pretty ideal.
The 5th annual Washington Waterfront Home Tour is coming up this weekend. To learn more, log on to our website. It's hard to believe, but summer is almost here. And for the Refined team, that means it's a road trip season. Thanks to our sponsor, your Western Washington Honda dealers. We'll hit the road again this summer in a fuel-efficient Honda as part of your Western Washington Honda dealers one-tank trip sweepstakes. So pack your bags. The adventure is about to begin. The sun is shining and temperatures are rising. That means it's a perfect time to take a road trip through our beautiful state. This summer, come along for the ride as we travel to some of the most stunning, fun destinations around Washington. And you can get to all of them on one tank of gas. We'll also let you know how you can win some incredible prizes courtesy of your Western Washington Honda dealers. Your Western Washington Honda dealers One Tank Trips sweepstakes gives you the chance to win weekly prizes, outdoor adventures, tickets to sporting events, and the grand prize, a 3-year lease on a brand new 2019 HRV. Last year, we took you to 4 gorgeous destinations from Hood Canal to the San Juan Islands. One of our viewers, Julie Green from Olympia, saw our stories, entered the sweepstakes, and won a 3-year lease on a gorgeous new Honda HRV.
Julie, congratulations for winning our One Tank sweepstakes here at Capital City Honda and the Honda Association. Here's your new car. Enjoy your HRV.
For Julie and her family, this car meant an awful lot.
Everyone needs a nice, reliable car. In Julie's case, she really, really needs a nice, reliable car. And I tell you, she's going to enjoy this new HRV.
It's a reassurance, especially for me. I know she's in a good, reliable, safe car now. She can come down and see her grandkids. She can go to her grandkids' games. It makes us feel better knowing that she's safe behind the wheel.
This year, we're hitting the road again in some beautiful new Honda automobiles. First stop, Willow's Lodge in the heart of Woodinville wine country, home to the acclaimed Barking Frog restaurant, and just a stone's throw away from award-winning wineries. It's a comfortable, luxurious oasis to relax and unwind. Then we'll enjoy the natural beauty of Hood Canal at Mike's Beach Resort, a picturesque, charming waterside retreat set against the backdrop of the Olympic Mountains. Mike's is the perfect family getaway with fishing and swimming and a private beach where guests can gather shellfish. Our next adventure takes us to the Washington coast and beautiful Seabrook. This one-of-a-kind beach town features quaint shops and restaurants and all sorts of outdoor activities. It's the perfect spot to feel the sand between your toes while watching the sun dip under the horizon. Finally, we experience island life at Snug Harbor Resort, located on San Juan Island on peaceful Mitchell Bay. This serene spot boasts a private marina perfect for boating, kayaking, or enjoying world-class whale watching. We'll road trip to each of these incredible destinations in a brand new Honda provided by our sponsor, your Western Washington Honda dealers. Why do they call it the One Tank Trip Sweepstakes? Because you can drive to any of these spectacular places without refilling your tank if you're driving a fuel-efficient Honda. Don't forget to enter your Western Washington Honda dealer's One Tank Trip Sweepstakes for your chance to win a 3-year lease on a 2019 Honda HRV, plus other weekly prizes. You can find all the details on our website. Seattle Refined is just getting started.
So how much coffee do you think you've abused or used? Or
Some people think it is abused. When people say that, I tell them it's decaf. Don't worry.
We're spilling the beans on a local man who's creating art with coffee. Plus, it's a little bit of Tinseltown in T-Town.
There's a lot of Mustangs out there, but this one's pretty special.
This was the Mustang.
Refined checks out a car with a serious Hollywood pedigree. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. There are so many eclectic neighborhoods in Seattle, and it seems like each is home to an incredible restaurant. There's a top spot in Greenwood that not only serves up some of the best dishes in town, but it's helping the area find its groove again. Here's Refined's Brandon Bernstead.
The sounds of traffic, the beeping of buses. It plays like a soundtrack. This is the beating heart of Seattle's Greenwood neighborhood. This is where you'll find Chef Eric Donnelly and his acclaimed restaurant, Flint Creek Cattle Company.
The thought process was to kind of do a meat-focused restaurant. The bison, the smaller farms, rabbit, pheasant, squab, other meats, besides just, steak and potatoes.
It's late afternoon, just minutes after opening, and the bar is already packed. These diners know time is of the essence.
So we take our hanger steak, our ribeye, and our filet mignon, and all the trim from that we turn into a house ground butcher burger. We have typically 12, but sometimes there's 16, and if you can happen to get one, get one. You gotta just come in for happy hour.
A James Beard Award semi-finalist, Eric and his wife Christy first burst onto the Seattle dining scene with their debut restaurant, Rock Creek in Fremont. When they announced plans for Flint Creek, it quickly became one of 2016's most anticipated openings. But the fact that the restaurant is still standing, let alone open, well, that's something of a miracle.
We were really close. Like the equipment was in. We were 6 weeks probably from going.
March 9th, 2016. A massive natural gas explosion shatters the calm of the early morning.
I was living in Ballard at the time, and we could hear it. People in Shoreline could hear it. There was like, you guys wouldn't believe what this stretch of green would look like. I mean, to come at 3 in the morning after it happened, to see basically a block leveled, right? And you're just like, how is this possible? But man, it got real so fast. And when I came over here, this whole neighborhood was just roped off, and I just said, hey, I was like, just let me see the building. Like, I just need to know like where we're at, right? Because I'm thinking it's not here.
The Donnellys were among the fortunate ones. Flint Creek survived, saved by recently installed seismic bracing, but the damage was significant. The rebuild took more than half a year, but it was made easier by the support they received from the community.
And we became friends with so many people that were instant customers, right? And they were so excited that we were able to, get done, get open, make them drinks, and that people could enjoy the space. It was really cool.
Now Flint Creek is a dining destination while remaining a uniquely neighborhood spot. And that's due in large part to the food, like their grilled acorn squash with burrata.
And some nights I feel like there's one of these on every table in the restaurant, which is cool. We do this double cut pork chop, we brine them, and a little bit of cider vinegar, mustard, peppercorns, and bay leaf, which gives it this kind of look on the outside. But when we cook it, it caramelizes up and gets this nice, beautiful, kind of almost candied effect on the outside. This dish gets plated over a nice pool of these really beautiful, cheesy heirloom grits, some caramelized cabbage, and a little bit of New Orleans-style red-eye gravy.
Whoa, this is a flavor ball. This is insane. The perfectly cooked food is part of Flint Creek's appeal, but on this bustling intersection, where even now the rebuild continues, this restaurant also provides an escape from the frantic pace of city life.
Once you hit the door here, that beeping bus and all of that stuff, right, just disappears.
For Seattle Refined, I'm Brandon Bernstead.
To learn more about Flint Creek Cattle Company, head to our website. Coming up, the artist brewing up art that's good to the last drop.
After I spilled coffee, I said, I need to start taping paper to my countertops.
How some spilled coffee led to a new creative career. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gart Swanson. Well, if you're like me, you drink a lot of coffee and espresso. I down at least one venti-sized iced Americano a day. But where I see a refreshing beverage, one local artist sees creative inspiration. Here's Malia Karlinski.
The subjects are wide-ranging, from manja and ode to eating, to majestic mountains, and even a woman wearing a glamorous gown. The themes may be different, but the medium is the same.
I'm big on manners.
For artist John Norquist, there's no use crying over spilled coffee when you can create with it. He uses it in place of paint to make art.
So how much coffee do you think you've abused or used? Or
Some people think it is abused. When people say that, I tell them it's decaf, don't worry.
A graduate of West Point and a major in the Army, John is an engineer by trade.
I was always very creative. But the military is not the greatest place to sort of like explore your creativity.
Making a pot of joe with a coffee maker that always dripped was part of his morning routine.
Every time you pour, it spills.
Then, an idea began percolating.
One day I was spilling coffee and realized, oh wow, there's really great abstract art in this spill.
so what is this, John?
So this is actually the first one I ever did. This was my experimental coffee spilling. After I spilled coffee, I said, I need to start taping paper to my countertops. This is just everyday spilled coffee, and then after 2 months or a month or so, I took it off and I said, all right, I'm gonna outline that in black ink and just see what happens. So this was the first one, and then it sort of snowballed into everything that I do now.
John brewed up a business called Coffee on Canvas from his home near Tacoma. His art is an homage to living in the Northwest, skiing, biking, climbing, and inspirational messages. And that's just the beginning. Soon, big companies were hiring John to make coffee art for them.
I've done art for Folgers. I've done art for some NFL teams. I've done art for Dunkin' Donuts, tech companies.
So would you be willing to do something for us, like a tree, since we're in the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah, absolutely. I take a blank canvas,
Okay.
And I'll just sketch out a tree, evergreen tree. I'll tell you, evergreen tree is the first design I ever did that I really sort of said, wow, I'm onto something here.
After drawing the design, John uses his secret formula to mask off the areas he doesn't want the Java to drip.
How long do you think it takes you to do one from start to finish, like an original?
I'm very fast now. This used to take me...
Are you caffeinated? Does that play a role?
Yes. Now it's all masked. Now we just let the mask dry.
Then it was time to spill the beans. The coffee beans, that is.
So really just give it a little swirl. As I pull it out, it sprays coffee everywhere.
God, it makes
and I
me
just
nervous.
place it on the canvas. And that is art to me.
Okay, so I just bring it out and like let it splatter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? And then just down?
Down. Yeah, you totally ruined it. I'm just kidding.
So how do you know when you've gotten it?
It's balancing negative space and the coffee stains. So I'm always looking for that balance, and I'm also looking for gradients of that coffee. So I love seeing, you know, dark browns against lighter browns and that sort of thing.
Finally, John removes the mask and outlines all the splatters and spills with black ink.
It's sort of like Japanese gardening to me, where you have chaos, and then when you're outlining everything, it kind of puts all of that in its nice little box.
Let's just say the finished art is good to the last drop.
In the end, like I said, it really has an effect. I mean, where you can kind of see the layers of the coffee. It looks like it's, you know, it's not just, you know, spilled coffee dried on the canvas. It really kind of looks alive and that sort of thing. And
John Norquist hopes people drink in the idea of seeing the beauty in spilled coffee.
you know what? There's positivity in everything. I mean, you know, it's all a matter of perspective.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
To see or share this story again, head to SeattleRefined.com. We'll be right back. Attention. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. You know, when it comes to cool cars, there's a vintage green Mustang that just might be the ultimate ride. It was featured in one of the most famous car chases ever caught on film in the 1968 Steve McQueen movie, Bullitt. But then it went missing for decades. Refined's resident car nut John Prentice recently got up close and personal with this Tinseltown treasure.
LeMay, America's Car Museum in Tacoma, is the Pacific Northwest's world-class destination for cool cars.
It's 165,000 square feet. We have 4 levels, and at any given time, we have over 300 vehicles on display. We have special displays all the time, and so whenever you come, you're going to see something new.
And they have no shortage of fast Fords.
Coming April 17th, the new Ford Mustang.
When Ford debuted the Mustang more than 50 years ago, it made a splash, bringing bargain price performance to the masses. But for some gearheads, Mustangs weren't cool until this guy drove one.
There's a lot of Mustangs out there, but this one's pretty special.
This was the Mustang. This is fabulous. This is the Bullitt Mustang from the 1968 movie Bullitt with Steve McQueen. This is the actual car that was used in the film, and it's absolute original. So the DNA is here of everyone that drove that car.
Steve McQueen's like sweaty handprints.
Absolutely. It still has a lot of the original equipment. I mean, everything's original in the car. The seats are original. It has the camera mounts still where they mounted the cameras when they were doing side filming. The paint is dulled on purpose. And people think that the paint is just dull because it's old. Yes, but it was dulled on purpose for the filming so they wouldn't have a reflection. You know, have a camera, you know, the camera truck next to it.
Renee says the car's whereabouts were unknown to Mustang and movie fans until recently, and its return to the limelight is a big deal.
This car's been on tour around the world.
It has been, yes, it has been. Normally movie cars are destroyed, right? This one got sold to the stuntman, and then from there went to another gentleman, from there to the family that owns it now, the Kiernans, and it was actually their family car. The mother drove it every day to school. She was a teacher. Can you imagine?
No. This car won't be at LeMay for long, so if you want to see it, get going. John Prentice, Seattle Refined.
You can check out the Bullitt Mustang yourself. It's on display at the LeMay American Car Museum in Tacoma through July 14th. Go to SeattleRefined.com for more info. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gard Swanson. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time right back here on Seattle Refined.